Welcome back to another episode of The John, your daily sports dump, where we plunge into the sports world. We are a sports pipeline for breaking news, game recaps, and the hottest takes in the sports industry. So by taking care of business, let us flush out the details and fill you in on what's happening. So take a seat, get comfortable, and make sure you have plenty of TP. It's time to explode the commode. I'm your host, John, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 more NFL hot takes / overreactions. All right, guys, so another great week of NFL games. Obviously, not for my Chicago Bears. It was an embarrassing game, embarrassing to the city. Looks like they don't care. They drafted guys for their first 4 picks they don't use at all. But that's a topic for another day. But someone who the Bears did play this season, for my first hot take, is the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy have a problem. J.J. McCarthy has turned the ball over 4 times in 2 games. 2 interceptions, 1 interception in the first game, 2 interceptions last night, and 1 lost fumble. And he took 6 sacks yesterday as well. And he only threw for 156 passing yards and was 11 of 21 for throwing. He was not accurate. He was not smart in the pocket. He was getting rid of the balls. He was making dumb interception throws. With a nearly 30% off-target rate. So not only was when he was throwing the ball, he wasn't really hitting his targets at all, which is something that is not great. And obviously, you know, the O-line struggle, not having Ryan Kelly, that definitely hurt as well. But his timing, the big thing with me was his timing was not great, and he didn't seem like he was in sync with many of his receivers. You had Justin Jefferson. Throw the ball in his vicinity, and Justin Jefferson will help you. And I felt like he didn't do that at all, and his pressure to turnover rate is among the worst through rookie quarterbacks through 2 games. He hasn't been great. Cam Ward looks better than him right now, and I'm not scared to say that. Cam Ward has looked great the first game. He didn't look good, but he looked really good in this game against the Rams. So I think Cam Ward has looked a lot better, but I have to kind of show the counter argument with this as well. There have been great quarterbacks that have struggled. Peyton Manning, Troy Aikman, John Elway had terrible starts to their rookie season, and they became, Hall of Famers. So, right, there's not a way that they can't overcome this. I just think J.J. McCarthy's off to a really hard start to his career, and that win against the Bears should have an asterisk to it because he had a 5 QBR in the first 3 quarters, guys. I mean, he didn't play well. He played well in the 4th quarter. That's it. And he didn't translate that over to a full game against a better, I think the Falcons, or at least the Falcons played better yesterday. And he didn't translate that last 4th quarter magic to this game. So I think that's something that the Vikings should look into, especially with, you could have kept Sam Darnold. So I think that's a really interesting thing that the Vikings, they don't have to have discussions about that right now, right? 2nd game of the year, it's really early, but yeah, there's some question marks for me. His accuracy, can he be smart enough in the pocket? Can he make smart throws? Can he not turn the ball over? Stupid turnovers. Those are big things for me. But yeah, I'm looking at J.J. McCarthy right now with the Vikings, and I have some question marks. Obviously, it's really early in the season, and I know that, so I just wanted to put that one on your radar. My next hot take is Brandon Aubrey will save the Cowboys season. He did that yesterday because if you start the season 0-2 against the Eagles, acceptable, but you cannot lose a game to the Giants. And Aubrey was the big reason why they won. He was 4-4 in field goals, including a game-tying 64-yard field goal and a 46-yard field goal in OT, and he had 16 total points scored. If Dallas started off 0-2, I mean, there would be sell the team chants. You guys know the Dallas Cowboy fans. They would be crazy. They would be going crazy. They would want everyone to be traded. They would say this is what happens when you trade Parsons, which I think not having Parsons is a big reason right there. You weren't able to get a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson. That 1 interception that he threw was not great, but other than that, 453 touchdowns. He lit you guys up. An old Russell Wilson lit you guys up, not 2011 prime Russell Wilson. An older Russell Wilson lit you up for 450 yards. And he saved your season. If he didn't make that 64-yard field goal, which, by the way, was insanely risky for you to do as a coach, is to run the ball in that situation in the last few seconds of the game, to run that ball and be confident with the 64-yard field goal. No matter who it is, even though I think Aubrey, they were talking about it on the broadcast as well, Aubrey I think is the best long-distance kicker in NFL history, right? But you can't 64 is something you got to have a leg for that, right? And Aubrey, obviously, he made it, right? So me talking about this doesn't mean much, but it shows, like, you got to have more faith in this offense. So it's a worrisome start. You know, Aubrey's been great, 8 for 8 on the season on field goals and perfect on extra points. And, you know, if the Cowboys make the playoffs, clutch kickers make, you know, swing playoff seeding, make the difference, right? Justin Tucker, I think of Justin Tucker's game winners. Think of Adam Vinatieri's Super Bowl runs. Like, if Aubrey is anywhere near that, I think he's going to be a big reason for the Cowboys and their success this year because of how far he can kick the ball. I mean, he made a 64-yard field goal and it looked like that was going to be good from 70. So I'm really interested to see what they do. And this offense, right? This offense has got a lot of questions. This defense has a lot of questions. It's a question mark team for the Cowboys, and I'm really interested to see what they do. My next and final take, I mean, masterclass yesterday by the Philadelphia Eagles, but specifically I want to focus on a Jalen Hurts. Passing yards for him don't matter at all. He was 15 of 22, 101 pass yards, 0 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He had 9 rushes for 15 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And they won the game, guys. They won the game, and he did this. Jalen Hurts last year was a lot more dependent on his arm, and this year he has not been, and that's not a bad thing. He's doing what the offense and the team is asking him of. That was the lowest passing yards of his career, obviously, and they still won because the Eagles were able to maintain Mahomes, maintain this Kansas City team that has no real wide receiver one, right? Hollywood Brown he's not a wide receiver one, right? As much as, you know, I have him on my fantasy team, I want to say he's a wide receiver one. We all know he's not. He had 101 passing yards, and they won the game, guys. In the NFL today, throwing for 100 yards means you lose every single game, and they won. You know, and a stat that I was, when I was doing research for this, the 2023-2024 Eagles last year, the Eagles were 6-0 when Hurts threw for under 200 yards. That makes no logical sense. How can you win a game when your quarterback is throwing under 200 yards? That the Eagles have done this before. And the big thing with Hurts is efficiency over volume. He is so efficient when they get in the red zone, it's going to be a guaranteed touchdown. When they get in the offensive side, it's going to be a field goal. You have Jake Elliott. So his ability to win without insanely pass numbers is something that makes him so valuable to this team, and he's the right quarterback for the Eagles. And that's going to make them a completely more dangerous team for the end of the year, during this whole season, because, right, they don't have to rely on Hurts to throw, right? You can rely on this dominant defense with all this dominant defensive line, dominant corners, right? You can rely on them, and then you have an insane rush attack with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon. They just traded for Tank Bigsby. You guys have a plethora of weapons in the running side, and you have one of the best O-lines in football. So that's something that is really stuck out to me in these first 2 weeks is Jalen Hurts does not need to throw the ball. All he needs to do is when he throws it, be accurate, which he is. You're going 15 of 22. That's pretty accurate. The only thing with him is it's sustainable, right? They did in 2023, 2024. They were 6-0 when he threw under 200 yards. Can they adjust to the playing style of the NFL where it's now you got to throw stuff, you got to be aggressive and with your pass game, and it's not really a run-heavy game, and the Eagles have just defied that, right? With the push tush, with Saquon Barkley, with A.J. Dillon, with Tank Bigsby, with Jalen Hurts' legs in the backfield. So they were able to beat the Chiefs at the Chiefs' home when Jalen Hurts threw for barely over 100 yards. Jalen Hurts is the perfect system quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think the Philadelphia Eagles, like I said in my preseason predictions, could go back-to-back. I really do. And I'm not saying that right because I just beat the Chiefs. I really believe in them, and I think that Jalen Hurts fits this. He knows what he's right. He's starting to become a veteran now. He knows the leadership roles that he has to do, and he's starting to fill it. But guys, that's all I had for today's episode on the John, your daily sports zone, where I give you guys some more Week 2 NFL overreactions. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for sports updates and hot takes in real time. And if you're looking for even more sports talk, check out the Sports Syllabus Show, where my partner and I tackle the hottest topics in college sports and beyond. It's a two-ply discussion, strong, reliable, and always ready to clean up the messy take in college sports and beyond. Join me next time on The John, your daily sports dump, where we'll be herding the brown cows of team stats for your next sports fix. Until then, keep your game face on and stay regular. This is The John.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.